네, 안녕하세요. 강명수입니다. Hi everyone, my name is Kyungsu, and today I'd like to share with y'all the Korean textbooks I have and have been using since I started learning a year ago. Um, I'll be showing it to y'all in sequence of which I got first and which I got very recently. Um, the very first book I had is not with me right now. It's with my friend. It is the Teach Yourself series. The complete Korean one. Honestly, I don't think it's any good because it uses mostly, like, if I'm not wrong, it's in the whole book. It uses only romanization, and I don't think that's very good to help with your reading. But unless you just want to learn how to speak and listen without actually writing or reading, I think that will be a good book for you. But other than that, my second book is also it's with my cousin. It's the Mastering Conversational Korean. That is a very good book. I think it's hilarious. There are some jokes in there which is very exciting. It makes you really want to learn more. And my third book is with my friend also. It's the Easy Korean for Foreigners, the book one. Right now I have book two. I honestly I think it's a good book. It's very fun, but I don't think it helps you with it's not self-study friendly. It's it has a lot of activities in which you need to have a friend with you, like if it's in a class or and the grammar and vocabulary. I think it's best if they have someone teaching you because they just give you a simple sentence and you have to like figure it out yourself. They don't teach you anything in English here. It's all in Korean. And for vocabulary list, they give you translation from Korean to English, Japanese, and Chinese. So I think that's a plus point. Mm, yeah. I only have books one and two. I didn't get until three because I find that it's very difficult for me to work with. The next book I had, in which was a funny challenge to me because I wasn't very good in Korean then, but it was a good challenge. I really liked it. It's the Yonsei Ilki, the Hangul Ilki Book 3. It's quite of a challenge. It's actually very fun, if you ask me, because it helps you with your reading and understanding. They also have an audio CD. They have an audio CD, and after reading, before reading actually, they give you a picture that represents the topic for that thing, and they give you two questions for you to try out. And then after that, they give you a passage. Quite a long passage, but it's book three. The passage is 2 pages long. Then after that, to test your understanding, they give you a few questions for you to answer. Until now, I've only done the first one because it's still very difficult for me because I'm not at level 3 yet. I think I'll rate myself a level 2 because level 1 is mostly about introduction and how to get around. I'm just a little bit higher. And then, since I couldn't do that one, that was a birthday present from my mother. Since I couldn't do that one, I got the Active Korean 4. To my surprise, well, before I got this and after I got the Yonsei book, I did a lot of self-studying using the internet and learning from my friends. By friends I mean one. And I and then when I got this book, I found it very interesting and very fun to do. Also, they give you quite a lot of things you can work on. Each unit is divided by vocabulary and then key expressions. Then they give you more for you to practice, and then they give you listening, in which you have to listen and then answer the questions. The listening section, they only have a photo and the questions. Also, of course, they have an audio CD where you can actually listen to the passage being read to you and then answer the questions. And then next, they give you a reading and writing practice. The reading practice is a lot like the Yonsei Hanko Ilki. It's where you read and then you answer the two questions at the bottom to see your understanding. Um, the answers are provided at the bottom here. Of course, you tuck it down so you don't see it easily. And then for the writing part, they give you a short sentence and then you have to summarize it. I obviously didn't do it because it's a bit boring for self-learning if you ask me. And then they also give you additional expressions, a more colloquial intake. And I did quite a lot. I learned quite a lot of grammar points in here, in which I've already learned. And so after that, I got this. My favorite textbook, the 이화 한국어. This one was, to me, it was very challenging because I learned a lot of the very first page because I'm not a 이화 level 4 yet. So the first page, I learned a new grammar point, and they introduced two grammar points, three, sorry, every chapter. So I think it's very manageable, and it's also very fun. But the thing is, level 4 is fully in Korean, which was rather difficult for me, but I managed through it because I like language learning and it was very fun for me. So I think that is the major point you need to have, to enjoy studying, so it will get into your mind. And then in every chapter is separated into 3 parts, I believe. Part 1 is the 준비합시다, meaning the learning of new grammar points and also the new words that you learn. They introduce the grammar points here, and on every page they will always have this tiny section. Depends on how many new words are there in every page. If there's more, that thing will be longer. So here's the 문법, the explanation for the grammar, and the 연습, the practice for that grammar point. And then part 2 is the 말해봅시다. You need to try using that grammar point and talk about it, something like that. Then after that is the 토의봅시다, where you learn more new words, and they will give you a few questions for you to answer. I don't think it's very fun because self-study again. This is, I think it's best for self-study and classes because it works both ways. The activities is for classes. The learning process, you can also do it self-study, which is very good. And then after that, they have the 들어봅시다, where you listen to the passage and then you answer the questions. For level 4, I think it's the listening passages is quite long because see, that's how long the passages are. And then after that, you have the 읽어봅시다. You have to, they give you a few pictures, and then you have to maybe explain it. They have 2 parts in the 읽어봅시다, the picture, and then they give you a passage. You read it and then you answer the questions based on your understanding, which is actually quite fun. And then after that, they have the 써봅시다, the writing session, in which you write. And you have to, in the writing session, it's obvious that you have to use the grammar points that you've learned. For this one, they have quite a lot, and you have to listen to a lot of them also. Then at the end of every chapter, there is the 문화와 생활, learning about the cultures of South Korea. And I think it's very fun because it's not just learning the language, it's also you're learning the culture with it. And to help me improve on my vocabulary, I bought a lot of storybooks. These ones I bought online, the 미남이시네요. I got it online from heyonni.com. The shipping is also quite cheap. And This is a Sajun manhwa. It's a comic book. It's a Korean version of a manga. I think manhwas help you better because it's more towards speaking. It's not like a novel where you have to learn like the novel type of ending in a sentence. So it helps you with reading, and it helps you with a more colloquial type of um aspect where you when you watch the drama, you listen to how they speak, and so now you get to know how to spell it and how they use it in daily lives. So it's more towards speaking, and it introduces you a lot to Padma, so you can get used to it also. There are three in the series for this one. And then I went to the Singapore Korean International School, the SKIS here in Singapore, and I got these five books. The first one is 아주 특별한 우리 형. This one is meant for middle school students, and I think it's very difficult if you ask me, but it helps me a lot in my reading and getting used to the reading and how to pronounce words. Sometimes words are very hard to pronounce. So yeah. And then I also got this one, the 빨간코 할아버지와 파란코 할아버지. The red-nosed grandfather and the blue-nosed grandfather. This one is meant for elementary school, which is in which they don't use the normal novel kind of novel where the endings they use in novels. They use the 씁니다 and 입니다 forms. I learned a lot of new words in this one. And it helps me speak more like a child, in which I like. It's very interesting. And then these three books I haven't read yet, but this one is the TV 동화 행복하세요. 행복한 세상. It's based on a TV show, I think. I haven't read on this one, but it also uses the 습니다 and 씁니다 endings instead of the novel endings. And there's a lot of pictures, in which obviously many of us like pictures, colorful pictures. The next one is more of a historical kind of text. I really love the Korean history and history of its people. This one uses the normal novel kind of endings, no pictures. It's the Yurin. 최인호 장편 소설 number 1 is about Yurin. This one is very, very historical, so I think I'm gonna learn a lot of historical vocabulary in this one. And this one is 목숨보다 소중한 아들에게 주는 아버지의 선물. I honestly I don't even know why I bought this, but I bought it because it's about fathers, and I really it just touched my heart, like so yeah. And then to help me more in my vocabulary and grammar, I bought magazines. This is the bromide. And also there's a lot of K-pop items in there. This is the 2013 March 2013 edition. September of 2013. September. Yay, V184. June. This one was very antique. This is December English. December 2012. And November 2010? 2012, sorry. So those are all my resources for learning Korean. Lately I haven't been learning much because I'm having my national exam soon, and I'm having a lot of stress in classes. So I hope to learn more so I can speak more, and definitely I hope to go to Korea next year. So yeah, 다음에 또 봐요. 안녕하세요. 안녕히 계세요.